Now to the battle over TikTok.
Breaking news that Donald Trump making a formal request to the Supreme Court.
But that's why we've given plenty of time to TikTok to sell.
President-elect Donald Trump is asking the justices to pause a potential ban of TikTok.
So I'm going to have to start thinking about TikTok.
So in a crazy turnaround, Trump has asked the U.S. Supreme Court to pause on the ban of TikTok so that he can negotiate a solution, quoting that the fate of the app should be in his hands. Wow. The left is not loving this. They are panicking already. See what CNN has to say about this.
Congressman, you also heard the reporting from Elena Treen, this breaking news that Donald Trump making a formal request to the Supreme Court to basically pump the brakes and pause on the TikTok ban. I mean, we all covered how many times this was talked. Republicans, Democrats, they all agreed on this. Biden signed this into law. Mitch McConnell signed a brief and just sent it to the high court saying, please don't block this ban. It's entirely consistent with the First Amendment. And then there's this. It's kind of Trump's at odds with a lot of people on this one. I mean, does he face headwinds? Who knows what the court will do, but just his reaction to this.
Yeah, this is the most billionaire thing ever.
Things I don't say often.
The incoming president, a billionaire, cares very deeply about what the billionaire major investor in TikTok has to say. His name is Larry Ellison. He's been lobbying the president to put a pause on this. And so
you see, right, this is always the reaction, right? The people that don't like Trump always blame him for being a billionaire, right? As if that's a bad thing. The part of the reason why I like Trump is Trump actually runs the country, right? Like he runs a business. Now, to some people, they wouldn't like that. To others, that's a good thing. Because I would not look at Trump. Trump has approached this situation not just like a politician, but also a businessman, right? He has said, listen, let me handle this. Let me negotiate this deal between TikTok, China, and myself so that it can definitely favor America. And to me, I think that that is the best approach to this. Let's continue.
That's why you see the reversal in Donald Trump's position. In fact, he's taking a strong, definitive position now in opposition to this, forcible sale of TikTok. And it passed under a Republican majority in the House of Representatives with bipartisan support for reasons of national security.
Yeah.
And because
this was long debated. I mean, it was talked about for quite some time.
It was vetted in the press, I would say.
I would say so.
It was controversial. People were lobbying on both sides. Members of Congress didn't all agree on this. But what happened was it was a robust process and there was a result. And because someone who hosted a major fundraiser for the incoming president and who got the president and CEO of a company he founded to also donate, I think, about $125,000, in addition to everything else that Larry Ellison has done for the incoming president, Donald Trump has reversed his position. And we're going to see that a lot.
So this is the thing, right? They are already accusing him of taking money. Right? They are saying that, he's doing this because of this billionaire had to contribute to his elections and all those kind of things, that it's not a genuine reason. He's not looking out for the people of America and for their national security. I don't really believe that. I think he is looking at all the options and trying to make the best decision for America. Because when you look at Trump and every move that he has made, right, he's always said that he wants to do what's best for America. Other politicians, a typical politician would not want to have a relationship with the president of China or the president of Russia or some of these other people that they call dictators, right? But when you look at Trump, he approaches every single move. He approaches all these people based on relationship and business. What is best for America? Sometimes you kind of have to take away your emotions out of it. Let's continue.
He is surrounding himself with people like Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and others who care very deeply about any number of policy positions and who have helped him financially.
So here you have it. Already, the left, CNN, they are already on attack. But we'll see what happens anyways. The ban was scheduled by the Supreme Court for January 19th, a day before Trump comes into office. But Trump actually stepped in with his letter to the Supreme Court, arguing that he's in the best position to address the security concerns through political means after taking office. The letter obviously continued, saying that President Trump takes no position on the merits of the dispute. Instead, he urges the court to stay the status effect day to allow his incoming administration to post a negotiated resolution that could prevent the nationwide shutdown of TikTok, thus preserving the First Amendment rights of tens of millions of people, while also addressing the government's national security concern. Congress passed a law last year to force the Chinese parent company ByteDance to sell the app to a US company or get banned. Watch this video.
Yeah, Alex, I'm keeping an eye on my phone because right now they're actually in the second vote in terms of this foreign aid package. Remember, there are 4 overall, 3 of them that actually concern foreign aid. The other one is TikTok, which, as you noted, actually just passed a couple of moments ago. The vote total was 360 to 58. About an equal number of Republicans to Democrats actually voted against it. 25 Republicans, to be exact, and 33 Democrats, but still a resounding approval for this piece of legislation. We knew that it would turn out this way because a couple of weeks ago, the House actually took up a TikTok bill that was very similar, except the timeline in which the Chinese parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, has to divest, meaning sell the app, now in this bill is up to a year. In the last one, it was 6 months. That's a change that is welcome for Senate Democrats who can control that chamber, and also President Biden in the White House. Right now, like I mentioned, they're voting on aid, about $8 billion to Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific region. This so far seems like it is going swimmingly. So far, 385 to 34. Again, not closed yet. But after this, they're going to take up a few amendment votes on Ukraine before getting into the actual vote.
Since then, TikTok has challenged the law about this. Watch this video.
Is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice. Politicians may say otherwise, but don't get confused. Many who sponsored the bill admit a TikTok ban is their ultimate goal. It's obviously a disappointing moment, but it does not need to be a defining one. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives. Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts.
If you're enjoying this video, please support us by leaving a like, a comment, and also subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. So earlier this month, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear the oral challenge on January the 10th. The ban is to be implemented on January the 19th. But funny enough, in his first term, right, Trump actually wanted to force the sale of TikTok via the executive order, but the efforts were stalled by the courts. But during his presidential campaign, he realized the importance TikTok played in today's society and climate and decided to join the app. In a day, he got 600,000 followers and even did a post with the UFC CEO, Dana White. Watch the video.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
And currently, he has 14 million followers on the app. He even went as far as crediting his victory to TikTok. In his words, the app played a vital role in his victory. See this video.
Get the highest vote ever for a Republican candidate. We won by 36 points with young people. That never happens. A Republican loses by 36 or 40. So I'm going to have to start thinking about TikTok. I think we're going to have to start thinking. Because, you know, we did go on TikTok, and we had a great response with billions of views, billions and billions of views. They brought me a chart, and it was a record, and it was so beautiful to see. And as I looked at it, I said, maybe we got to keep this sucker around a little while.
And he even claimed that TikTok has a soft spot in his heart. Let's check it out.
Take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. Now, Joe Rogan did, and some of the other people that were recommended by my son Barron, he knew names. I said, who is that? Tell me, who's that? Dad, you got to be kidding. I can't believe you.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've got to say something here, right? Apart from the donors, the money, the media, the Joe Rogans of the world and all that, right? Barron is one of the best things that actually happened to Trump during this election period. Because he actually, when it comes to things like this, you always think about the big dogs, the media. I've got to go to this big person, this channel and all this kind of stuff. No one really thinks about the youth, right? The media terrain right now, the mainstream media does not run nothing now. Everything is on social media. Everything is on Instagram. Everything is on TikTok. Everything is on Snap. All these other sites. And who are the people that are dominating these sites? Who are the influencers? Is the kids. You go what I mean? So for Barron to actually tell him to go on some of these podcasts and everything, just like he always said, he didn't know nothing about podcasts. He didn't know some of these people and everything. And for Barron to do that, that's a great thing. Let's continue.
And I did those interviews, and it was actually sort of cute, if you want to know the truth. But we did them, and that had an impact. But TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it. But we won youth. Republicans are always 30 points down in youth. I don't know why, but we ended up finishing. There was one poll that showed us down about 30. We were 35 or 36 points up with young people. So I have a little bit of a warm spot in my heart, I'll be honest.
You heard that. I have a little bit of a warm spot in my heart for TikTok. And also, one person that credited TikTok to Trump's victory is Turning Point's CEO or owner, wherever he is, Charlie Kirk. He was on the PBD podcast, and this is what he said.
So TikTok gets banned, and our team, we had this idea like, hey, TikTok is in a place where they don't want to get banned with an incoming administration. Let's send out a tweet saying, hey guys, let's do one more chance. If you treat us fairly, we'll become TikTok's biggest right-wing fan, right? And I will and they reached out and they were great. They said, here are our rules. We will transparently enforce them. Again, they're very, very sensitive if you talk about trans stuff. It's incredibly, right? Even if you do it diplomatically. And we said, great. So again, this is all transparent. It's all public. There's no backroom deal. And so we started posting my old college discussions there because I've been doing this for 12 years where we just have open dialogues. And we started to get 5 million views a day, 6 million views a day, and 10 million views a day. And so over the summer, I said, well, what if this election season, I do 25 campus stops and we kind of create these open air discussions and they might go viral, especially on TikTok, that could influence a lot of people to view the election the way, obviously, I want them to view it. And yeah, look, on TikTok alone, it was 1 billion views in 90 days.
Wow.
It's 60 to 80 million views a day. And that sounds like a number, but all of a sudden, here's what was amazing. It was the most effective way I ever reached the working class in my career.
Do you know why? Because a lot of people, let me say this. Some of these media people, rich people and everything, they have all the time in the world. I'm not saying that they're not doing nothing, right? But they have the time to wake up in the morning, take their time, have their cup of tea, watch the news or whatever, right? The everyday people don't have that time. Someone like myself, I wake up every day by 6 o'clock, right? To get ready to go to work, to get to work for 8 o'clock in the morning. So you know what I do? I listen to my podcasts. I look on social media to see what's going on. I don't have the time to sit down and watch CNN. I don't have the time to sit down. Well, I'm in the UK. I don't have the time to sit down and watch the BBC, ITV. I don't have that time. So everything is on social media. And for someone like Charlie to say, you know what, this is what we need to do, right? Let's tap into social media and everything, because even when people are driving, they are listening to whatever's going on social media. When people are on the bus, when people are on the train, when people are at work, working, you have your headphones on and everything. So it is a 24-hour cycle. Let's continue.
The muscular class, janitors, waiters, waitresses, Uber drivers, police officers, firefighters, even more so than YouTube and Instagram, for whatever reason, something about TikTok really reaches people that Donald Trump was trying to win 10 or 15% more of.
There you have it. Donald Trump recognized it. Kirk recognized it. Baron Trump recognized it. You know, that's the reason why he tapped into people like Aiden Ross. You know, ultimately Joe Rogan. All these people, the Flagrant 2, all these guys. And here we are. That definitely worked for him. So in as much as it seems like everybody's happy about it, because when you go through X, you'll see so many tweets. People are excited, you know, freedom of speech, you know, people that are making money off it, because a lot of people are making money from that app and everything. And personally, I don't think it was a fair deal, right, to take it away from people, because yes, you might want to punish China, you might want to, you know, take it away from China at the end of the day, right? But also you are affecting, you know, some people's lives, because people are genuinely making money from that app, right? So in as much as it seems like people are excited, there are also people that are definitely not excited about it, right? Check out what CNN has to say again.
Many members of Congress who voted. Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Jake Auchincloss. He sits on the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party and is one of the many members of Congress who voted for this law, Democrats and Republicans. So, Congressman, thanks so much for joining us this Friday night during a holiday week. I wonder what your reaction is to this. As you know, it's quite a bipartisan position that TikTok is a national security threat. What's your answer to the president's argument here?
Not just bipartisan, Jim, but also tripartite. Congress, the president, and an appeals court have all said that this law is valid. And the reason that this law is valid is that it is meeting a national security imperative. Xi Jinping has called influence operations the smokeless battlefield, and TikTok is his most important weapon. It is the dominant media and information platform for Gen Z. They are consuming huge amounts of content on that platform, and that content is being brokered for them by an algorithm that the Chinese Communist Party controls. Now, in China, that algorithm shows Chinese children educational content, and it limits the amount of time they can spend on the platform.
I definitely believe it comes down to what you are searching on the app. You go, I mean, social media is all about algorithms. If you want to see something and you search it, you are going to see it, and they are going to keep on sending that to you. Because personally, I've seen engineering stuff on TikTok. I've seen mathematics stuff on TikTok. I've seen space, you know, all these other things, all these other educational things on TikTok, right? So when people say that, I guess my question is, what are you searching? Because social media, not just TikTok, not just YouTube, you know, X does it, Instagram does it, YouTube does it. All these other social media platforms operate on algorithms. So all I would say is just mind what your kids are searching on TikTok.
In the United States, it shows American kids anti-Western, anti-American content, and it keeps them scrolling for hours on end. This is undermining the ideological coherence of the next generation of Americans, and we have every reason to insist that while people can post whatever they want, the manner by which that content reaches eyeballs is not going to be dictated to us by a foreign adversary.
A lot of people are clearly not excited about this whole thing, because at the back of their mind, they do believe that it is a security concern. You know? But my question is, what is the real reason? Because I've been thinking about this. What is the real reason why the US wanted to ban TikTok? What is the reason? Some people said, just like this gentleman that we just watched right now, some people have said that it is due to data protection and national security from China. Okay. But then others like Charlie Clark on the PBD podcast as well claimed that it is due to his anti-Semitism towards Israel. Let's check it out.
We've been trying to get on TikTok for a while, and TikTok had a censorship regime that was very sensitive to topics that we would discuss on campus. And we kind of just said, forget it. Well, it's interesting, and I have a whole theory that October 7th was the event that led to the end of the Democrat Party, and I could lead it through 4 or 5 different examples. And I think Chris would actually agree with this, because it's just an objective analysis, not a partisan one. And the buried lead of the October 7th was that it got TikTok banned. And remember, the TikTok ban stalled based on just China concerns. but TikTok was the hub of a lot of the anti-Israel sentiment that was brewing with Gen Z. And then all of a sudden the TikTok ban got resurfaced. Mitt Romney said at a security conference, we are banning TikTok because it is sowing anti-Israel sentiment in the United States.
You heard it. So many people, different people have their reasons why. What is your reason? Why do you think TikTok almost got banned in the United States? And also, are you excited that Trump has paused the ban? Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, and leave a like. This is Fresh Off the Boat Podcast. Is your boy Toby. Salute.